5 reasons why you're still being manipulated. Every single day we come across people who try to control and influence us in all sorts of different ways. It could be a boss who subtly hints that you really should stay behind and do some unpaid overtime. It could be a partner who deliberately makes you feel guilty for absolutely no reason whatsoever, or a close friend who constantly uses you as a free shoulder to cry on, but then disappears at the very moment you need help yourself. You might think you've simply been rather unlucky with the people around you, but the truth is actually much harsher. Manipulators don't choose you at random. They identify your weaknesses and then strike you precisely where it hurts the most. Today we'll go through the 5 main reasons why you still continue to remain an ideal target for manipulation and how to stop it immediately. The first reason is what people often call the good boy or good girl syndrome. The first, and by far the most common reason, is your panicked need to be good and reliably convenient for everyone around you. We were taught from early childhood, don't argue, help out, and always be polite. As a result, you grew up with a deeply ingrained belief that refusing someone is practically a crime. You're afraid of offending others, but for some reason you're not afraid at all of offending yourself. Manipulators can spot such accommodating people a mile off. As soon as they realize that the word no triggers a really intense, burning sense of shame in you, they begin to take advantage of you. You take on other people's work, agree to genuinely unfavorable terms, and put up with disrespect, simply so that people won't end up thinking badly of you. But remember this, as long as you're afraid of seeming like a bad person in other people's eyes, you remain your very own worst enemy. Reason 2, you are constantly making excuses. Notice the way you tend to communicate whenever you cannot fully fulfill someone's request. You either just say, I can't, or you start providing a fairly long, somewhat muddled explanation of your reasons. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd be genuinely very happy to help you move, but my cat has fallen rather ill, and my back is hurting quite a bit as well. As soon as you start making excuses, you almost automatically place yourself in the position of being at fault. It's as though you're asking the manipulator for permission to do things in your own way. A professional manipulator will instantly latch onto your excuse. They will very easily pick apart any of your arguments and find some way to prove that their problem is much more important than your sore back or your cat. Clear boundaries really do not require any explanation whatsoever. You have every right to say no, quite simply because you have decided to do so. Reason 5. You trust their words rather than the actual facts. Manipulators are exceptionally brilliant speakers. They can carry on talking for hours about how much they truly value you, how much you genuinely mean to them, and how next time everything will most definitely be different. And you really do believe them? You cling tightly to these beautiful illusions, consciously turning a blind eye to the harsh, unvarnished reality. And the reality is simply this: someone is using your money, your time, your car, or your connections, while giving absolutely nothing at all in return. When someone's words simply don't align with their actions, always focus solely on what they actually do. Ask yourself one genuinely hard question: what in reality has this person truly done for me over the past month? If the answer is simply emptiness, carefully wrapped up in rather pretty promises, then you are being quite cynically used. In conclusion, I want to say that stepping out of the victim role can be truly painful. As soon as you begin setting clear, firm boundaries, saying a very definite no, and insisting on proper respect for yourself, the people around you may start to be thrown into real turmoil. Those for whom you were simply convenient may begin to turn away from you. And that's entirely normal. It isn't any kind of loss at all. It's really about cleansing your life. Stop being a freely available resource for other people's goals. Your life, your time, and your nerves belong entirely and solely to you. Thank you very much indeed for watching all the way through to the end. Speak to you again soon. Reason 3. A complete dependence on other people's opinions. If your self-esteem genuinely hinges on whether you were praised today or told off, then you're truly trapped. Manipulators absolutely love to use the tactic of emotional roller coasters. First, they put you up on a pedestal, overwhelm you with compliments, and truly make you believe in your own uniqueness. And then they suddenly switch to coldness or harsh criticism. What happens to you in that exact moment? Your self-esteem drops and you're ready to do absolutely anything whatsoever to get that very same dose of approval back again. You start trying really hard to please, fulfilling any whims and demands, just so the manipulator smiles again and tells you how genuinely wonderful you are. Understand that if you do not truly recognize your own worth, other people will always value you at the very lowest possible rate. The fourth reason: fear of conflict and loneliness. Are you genuinely prepared to put up with covert mockery, being constantly belittled, and even outright emotional blackmail simply to avoid damaging the relationship? Do you think, well, that if I actually say everything I'm thinking right now, we'll end up having a proper argument? There'll be a really heavy silence, there'll be a row, and what if they end up leaving me completely? The manipulator understands this fear extremely well indeed. He sees that you are more frightened of conflict than of losing your own dignity, and he deliberately escalates the situation, fully aware that you will be the very first to capitulate. But please keep in mind one simple truth: a relationship that can only be maintained at the cost of your total submission and the destruction of your mental health has absolutely no right to exist whatsoever. Conflict is a completely normal and entirely acceptable tool for safeguarding your own interests.